Tension fills the room as Judge Stephanie Boyd faces Robert Alvarez with a decision that could change his life forever. Accused of a serious burglary offense and staring down the possibility of a 20-year sentence, Alvarez is given a rare opportunity: choose 4 years in prison or commit to a strict, long-term rehabilitation program designed to help him break free from addiction. As the hearing unfolds, deeply personal details emerge, including emotional testimony from his own brother, who speaks openly about Alvarez's struggles with drugs and a violent past incident that left lasting scars. The weight of those words hangs heavy, making it clear that this is more than just a legal decision. It's about whether Alvarez is ready to take responsibility and truly change. The judge makes it clear that this offer is not an easy way out. The alternative path comes with intense supervision, mandatory treatment, and strict conditions that will test his discipline every day. But it also offers something prison cannot: a real chance at rebuilding his life. Now, all eyes are on Alvarez as he stands at a crossroads. One choice leads to years behind bars, while the other demands effort, commitment, and the courage to change. The question remains: will he take this second chance, or let it slip away?
Burglary of a habitation theft. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. You applied for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI and TAP evaluation? Any objections to either?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right. According to your plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 5 years in the prison, and the state is silent on your applications. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, I'd like to call Mr. Alvarez.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Robert Alvarez.
All right. Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Father passed away when you were about 13 or 14 years old.
Yes.
And was that a painful cancer death?
Yes.
And were you shot a few years ago?
Yes.
And the bullet is still lodged near your spine, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And they cannot dislodge it for fear of paralysis?
They can, but they have fear that it will cause maybe paralysis.
And did you get addicted to prescription pills at this time?
Yes, sir.
And that accident and your addiction to prescription painkillers, did that lead us to where we are today?
Yes, sir.
And are you willing to follow any and all treatment recommendations that were done, recommended in the PSI, whatever the judge asked you to do?
Yes, I'll take anything.
Which would include inpatient if necessary?
Yes, sir.
And you have a job waiting for you when you get out of treatment, if that is what is ordered?
Yes, sir, too.
And do you have a place to live?
Yes, sir.
And where is that?
University. 221 Parkland.
I'm sorry, sir, I need to speak up.
221 Parkland.
And that's what your mother and your aunt, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pass it, please.
All right. Any questions, State?
No, Judge. Your Honor, I have one more witness to call if I could.
Well, I have a question if there are no objections.
Not from the state. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Alvarez, I see here that you went into a home and you stole a vehicle.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then the police, I guess, were trying to apprehend you, and you crashed the vehicle into a marked patrol unit?
Yes, ma'am. I was driving, but yes, ma'am.
All right. And then you and the people you were with all took off running on foot?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So your injury that you have does not affect your ability to run?
No.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Why are you doing this?
When I get off when I take the Xanax, I tend to get like a mentality of fast money, a fast way to get good money, to help my mom out. And
Well, I'm sure your mom doesn't want you stealing.
no, man.
Your Honor, I don't believe the suffered still from the injury was the addiction to the drugs from the pain pills that I was alluding to, Your Honor.
Okay.
That spiraled us here to this drug addiction.
All right. And I see that he has a number of burglary of vehicles pending. Is this the correct person that's standing before me from the PSI report? That he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, burglary of vehicles are pending. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
And then an engaging in organized crime. Well, I'm sorry, 7 burglary of vehicles pending. Evading arrest, which I'm assuming was this foot chase, and engaging in organized crime. Is that correct?
I believe that sounds correct, Your Honor.
All right. I just want to make sure I had the correct person. All right. Who's your next witness?
I call his brother, Roland Alvarez.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Roland Alvarez.
All right. Defense.
How are you related to Robert Alvarez?
I'm his older brother. He's my younger brother.
And after Roland was shot, did you notice any changes in him? Robert was shot, I'm sorry.
Yes. I did notice that the medication they had him on, kind of had him a little bit more distant, caught him a little bit more foggy as far as focus. And I did see that I could tell that it was taking like an effect on his personality overall, even though I know it was meant to help with the pain of the wound.
Do you think that led to a drug addiction with other illegal drugs?
I believe so, because just growing up around a lot of people with drug addictions, I do know how pain meds, even though they're medically prescribed, can cause addiction and can lead to addiction to where you get tolerated to it and you need something else for the pain and you just keep going higher and higher. Though I don't agree that that's the best way to go, I do understand that that's a possible route. And I do believe that's what's happening with my brother.
You believe that he needs inpatient treatment?
I would believe so. I think inpatient treatment would be great for him, just because I know the programs they have out here, and him being able to be in there with groups and people to be able to guide him in the right direction, I think would be the best thing for him. Because I think it's more positive out here. There's more resources out here in the inpatient than it is incarcerated that would be available to him to be able to help him with rehabilitation with drugs and different other things mentally.
To your knowledge, is he going to be able to live with his mother if he is granted probation and he does or does not go to treatment?
I'm sorry, sir, can you speak up?
Yes, ma'am. If he goes to treatment and he gets back, do you know if he can live with his mother?
Yes, sir. He has a place to stay as soon as he gets out.
And do you know of any potential employment opportunities for him?
Yes, he could either work with me by Tesco Technologies, or he has another job opportunity with my cousin's boyfriend, who is a master welder, and he has agreed to take him as an apprentice and teach him a welding trade.
And you heard previously asked about your father's death. Was that pretty hard on the family?
Yes, sir, because my dad has always been there. It was kind of like a quick shocker with the cancer, kind of came real quick, drained him out. And, my dad was a big glue to our family. And I know it put my mom in years of depression. They've been married over 40 years. And my brother, he was real young. He was a young teen, my younger sister as well. And even me at my older age, it still affects me to this day. I think with anybody losing somebody close to them, it still affects them throughout their life.
Are you asking the court to grant your brother's application for deferred adjudication?
Yes, sir. I would like to just ask the judge, please grant this, though I don't justify or agree with crimes. And I do know your job is to, like you said earlier, assess punishment and also rehabilitation. But I asked that you give him the opportunity out here because he's still young. He's not a career criminal. He hasn't had this in the past. A lot of it started with the drug addiction, and it led him down a bad path. And I just hope and pray that within treatment, it will help him overcome that, give him better resources, how to deal with that, better ways to deal with the pain. Because there are professionals there to train to be able to help people with that. And that's what I'm really hoping will help my brother, not just for the short term, but for the long term.
That's all I have, Pastor.
Any questions?
No, good.
What's the circumstances surrounding his shooting?
That I know of, because I work a lot, is that he was at a friend's house and someone had came over and was like, had a gun and was kind of like flashing around and playing with it. And apparently it went off. It wasn't like an attack or anything like that. It was some guy playing with the gun, showing it off, and it went off and it went in the direction of my brother and hit him. And I guess the exit wound, I guess the bullet traveled, according to the doctors, and kind of lodged back there. So it was kind of like a surprise, you know, some kid just not being smart, number one, for having one, and then number two, for playing around with one as if it's not dangerous.
Okay.
You know, could have lost his life.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses?
Oh, you're right.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, on this case, bring it back next week and I'll make a decision at that time. Right. So the court asked that this be called back because I was given information by the defense and information in the PSI report. Mr. Alvarez, I normally don't, well, I do it, but in your case, I can do it. Your brother testified that you have drug issues, that you've been shot before. Just one moment. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Robert Alvarez.
All right. For Mr. Tristan Muros, do you have the keys to his garage?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Where are they?
They were in the evidence in the vehicle.
So the police have the
We should
keys?
have it done, Judge.
All right, because he wants the keys to his garage back. And State, can you make sure that he has those?
Yes, Judge.
All right, you have a choice. The state is asking that your punishment be assessed at a cap of 5 years. What that means is that the most time I could sentence you to prison would be 5 years. The range of punishment for this offense is up to 20 years in prison. You have a choice. I can give you deferred adjudication, and I will give you deferred adjudication for 8 years. You're going to go into inpatient treatment, or if you would like, I could just sentence you to 4 years. Which do you prefer? This is a problem if he has to think about it. Do you just want to go to prison and do your time?
I'll take the treatment.
Let me stop you right there. Your attorney wants you to take the treatment. This is what I always have to remind myself of, and other people need to remind themselves. You can't give somebody what they want, what you want for their life. You can't make them want that for themselves. It's like the song Harry Hippie. So the question is, do you want treatment? If you don't want it, there's no shame in saying you don't want it because maybe you're not prepared to do it, but it's going to be inpatient treatment. Your life is going to pass you by whether you're in inpatient treatment or whether you're at the prison. The choice is yours. If you want to go to prison, I will send you to prison for 4 years. The state is asking for 5.
I'll take the treatment.
Okay. All right. Do you have children?
No.
I'm going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. A referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then safe P. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, the UA hotline until further notice, and that's to be upon release. And he's to remain in custody until he's accepted in felony drug court or until he's transferred to safety. 300 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
10th grade.
Why didn't you graduate?
I was worried about other things. I was being dumb.
What?
I was worried about a lot of other things, trying to get quick money. I was worried about dumb things.
Okay. I'm not going to waive the community service hours. He is going to be ordered to either obtain your GED or some sort of certificate from trade school. You need to start working and improving yourself. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want the MRT and CATs 1 and 2. Is there restitution in this case? There's going to be restitution because this case has been going on for a while, and I know that person had to probably replace their key. So restitution, if any, to Tristan Muros. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You better start making better decisions in your life. Otherwise, you're looking at 20 years in the prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
As the moment comes to an end, Robert Alvarez walks away carrying the weight of a life-changing decision. The opportunity in front of him is rare. One path leads to years behind bars, while the other demands discipline, sacrifice, and a real commitment to change. It won't be easy, and every step forward will test his strength and determination. But for the first time, there's a clear chance to break the cycle and build something better. This is more than just a turning point. It's a defining moment. The outcome now depends entirely on him. Will he rise above his past and take control of his future, or will this opportunity slip away? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this is his moment to prove that change is possible.